You've got water and a towel. Let's mute our computers. Stand in the back of your mat, feet hip width apart, and we're just going to start movement here. Just let the arms go where they want to. We'll do lots of good stretching today, a little balance work, and a little strength work. We got to add in the little strength always. Okay, let's take the right arm up and the left one back. Just hold this. Oh my God, Val, we'll work on it together. That's what we were talking about yesterday. You missed the chit chat because you did the class after. But we all seem to have the same goals. So we're definitely focusing a lot on our arms and our core. So we're all in it together this year. We'll get there. Okay, let's take a big deep breath. Keep little tiny bends in the knees and take your gaze and look up. And now bring the arms back down. Big inhale, keep the shoulders nice and broad, very important. Take your gaze, look up. And again, relax. One more time, big breath. And relax. Okay, let's pull this left knee up and into the chest, standing nice and tall. Get it as high as you can. And let's switch. Oh, that feels good. Everybody's usually tighter on one side. I know this is my tight side. Okay, switch again. You can always hold on to a chair if you need a little help with the balance. And switch. Nice. Again. Really try to keep the standing leg active as you can. So like lift up through the quadricep, engage the back of the butt, not the back. Okay, switch last time. Okay, let's bring our hands to our waist. Point your toe on your standing leg, not like that, and then circle the ankle. So good. Again, you can be holding on to the chair if you need it. Change directions. Now let's point and flex. Again, you want to be engaging as much of this left leg as you can to help you balance. And try not to sink into that hip. You want to be nice and lifted. Okay, let's switch feet. So take the left one out, point the toes. We're just going to circle. Getting a little into that shin. If you're running or walking a lot, you need to do these little exercises. Go the other way. Now point and flex. Stay nice and lifted. Thank you. Nice job. Okay, just open up with a little circle for the hips. So it's nothing big because you don't want to aggravate your back doing this. Keep it small. But we're just kind of getting into these hip flexors a little bit before we start warriors. You might notice you feel them tight a little bit. Keep the legs straight as you do your little circle. Nice. Okay, take this left one out and just keep circling it. Trying to balance on one leg. And again, you can always hold on to something. Usually taking your gaze and really giving it a strong focus on one point helps you with the balance. Hey, Pass, how are you?
Hey.
Welcome. Okay, we're going to switch to the right leg. So point the toe and then a little circle. So you're pointing and flexing, drawing a circle with the leg. A couple more here. Okay, flex the left foot and sweep it back behind you and then forward and back. Again, don't bring it back too far. I'm just taking it back enough that I feel a little opening here, getting some good movement into the hip flexor. And then do the same thing on the right leg. flex the foot forward and back. And these are great little stretches you can do throughout your day. If you're getting up from a computer, always good to loosen up the hips. Everything, the whole body is really connected from the pelvis. So that's why challenging and working the core is so important. Okay, look down at your feet. Let's make sure they're hip width apart and they're in line. Palms are going to face the earth. Arms are straight. So look at your wrists and see if they're lining up with the shoulder. Then we're going to open the palms and close. Warming up the shoulders a little bit. So here I want you really trying to touch both ends of the room with your hands if you can. So the arms are pretty straight here. Really rotating. Nice. So now you're going to take that hand, press the palm to the back of the room, and then up to the ceiling. Back of the room. So you're going into a little more rotation here. Nice. Okay, great job. Just swing the arms, loosen them up. We're going to wiggle the wrist, loosening up the wrist. Maybe we felt a little bit of that from all of the weights we did yesterday. Change directions. And now just pull the hand towards you, stretching out the forearm. Should feel good. Pull it up. So you're feeling this all the way under there. Nice little pull. Okay, wiggle the other hand. Great job. Other way. Now let's pull that hand in. You're not forcing it. You just go till you feel a little pull. It should just feel good. Fingers up. Pull it back. Nice job. Okay, big deep breath. We're going to do a nice slow swan dive all the way forward, pushing the booty back. You got bends in your knees. You decide how low you go, but I want the knees bent. Now you can support your upper body with your forearms on your thighs if that feels more stable for you, or you can just let the hands fall where they want to. I want you to drift your weight forward and back. Maybe it's only an inch, but come on to the front of the toes and then get really far back into the heel. Please try to remember to retract the shoulders. Okay, now hold it back, no weight in the toes, and think about grounding the weight between the pad and heel of the feet. That's where we want to be. Now, if you want to add on here, you can cross your arms, but keep the shoulders retracted. Just relax here for a few breaths. I know I'm feeling a nice stretch through the back of the legs. Feels good. Now, hollow out your tummy for me and try to focus on doing that the rest of the class. Of course, I'm going to remind you, but see how well you do in all the movements that we do today. Okay, release the hands. You're going to inhale, look up, flat back. You've still got bends in your knees. Exhale, release down. Now let's walk our hands out to the front of our mat. We're going to step back to your first high plank. Micro bends in your elbows, of course. We talked a lot about that yesterday. Now take your gaze off the end of the mat so your neck is long. You never want to drop your face. Tummy is hollowed out. In slow motion, you're going to press back to your down dog. Don't go too far. You want to be able to see the arms, both arms through your vision. Hold it here and breathe. Elevate high on the toes. Bring it forward in slow motion. Retract your shoulders. Legs are straight, nice and strong. Pull back again as slowly as you can. Elevate onto the toes as you pull back. And let's do that again. Bring it forward. And last time, pull it back. This time, drive the heels down towards the floor. And let's just enjoy that nice calf stretch. Now let's pedal at the feet. So you bend one leg, press the other calf into the floor. Excuse me. Okay, let's hold the left heel down and just breathe. Make sure you see those arms. You haven't gone too far with your torso through them. Switch, right heel draws towards the floor. Okay, bring it forward in slow motion. Knees are going to come to the mat, open them up, feet are flat. We're going down to our first child's pose. Forehead to the mat, nice easy breathing in and out through the nose. Great stretch for the lower back. This is also a great place to come to if you want a little break every now and then. Okay, back up onto all fours for 3 cat-cows. You're going to bring your knees under the hips, hip width apart, breaks in the elbows. You're going to arch your back, drop your head, draw the tummy in. Chest comes forward, look up. Shoulders are broad here. Round and drop the head. Chest comes forward, look up. Great job. One more time. Nice. Hands to the front of the mat. You're right back into your high plank. And this time we're going to bring the left foot up between both hands. And let's take that right knee to the floor. Let's take the left hand to the inside of that foot and just let the hips kind of hang out where they want to go. Now I'm going to take my foot in the back and make it flat. So I'm feeling a nice little release through my left top inner thigh. I want to activate it even more, so I'm going to take my left knee and press it into my left arm. Now that leg is really working. And then release it. And then press it in. And then release. And press it in. Nice job. Let's take this left hand to the outside of that foot. Tuck your toes under on the back, because that gives you the stability you need as we move through this movement pattern. We're going to come up, stack our shoulders over our hips, and let the hips come forward just a little bit. But more importantly, let's do this pelvic tilt up. So you feel a nice pull here in the front of that leg. Sweep this arm up, get it really long. You're really taking your gaze, you're looking up, and you're attempting to reach the ceiling with that right hand. Don't forget to breathe. Okay, take this right hand down, frame your foot again with both hands, and then you're just going to slowly wiggle this left leg forward, and then flex the foot so your left toes are pressing up towards the ceiling. Now, if you're uncomfortable on your knee, you can always stick a pillow or a towel under that right knee. But really, this is such a great stretch for the whole back of that leg. Now we're going to point the left foot, releasing through that shin. Now again, pull the toes up towards the ceiling and point them as best you can, releasing through the shin. Micro bend in this knee, right? The left knee has got a tiny bend the whole time. Point and flex. Okay, we're going to slide this foot back in. You're on all fours. Give me a couple of cat-cows here. Round your back, hollow out the stomach, chest comes forward, look up. Again, round, drop your face. You're looking down at your knees. Chest comes forward, look up. Now come back to a neutral spine, elevate the knees, breaks in your elbows. Tummy again, I'm going to keep reminding you. You don't just want to tighten it, you want to pull it up and in towards your spine. Just relax and breathe here. Take your gaze off the end of your mat. Nice. Now put the knees back down. Come up. We're going to bring this right foot forward. Make sure you've got good width, excuse me, between the right foot and your left knee so you feel nice and stable. We're going to do this little tuck under so we get this nice little release. And let's take this left arm up. Really reaching that arm strong and straight. While you're reaching, you're not going like this, right? You're keeping width here through the shoulder. Okay, bring the right hand to the inside of that front foot. Give me some inner thigh activation by pressing that right knee into the arm. And then release it. Press it in. Keep looking off the end of your mat. Release it. Press it in. Hold it. Breathe. Okay, let's bring this right hand to the outside. You're going to pull the hips back and we're going to slowly get this right foot. Wiggle it forward. Be mindful here not to lock out the knee and keep your hips even. Toes press up towards the sky. Feeling a great stretch in the back of the leg. Try not to fight it. Like try to relax as much of the rest of the body as you can. Now let's take those toes, point them down to the earth, getting a nice pull on the outside of that shin. Pull the toes back up towards the ceiling and point them and pull them back. Nice job. Okay, we're going to slide this foot through. You're on your knees again. We're going to tuck our toes under, drive the hips back most of the way, but you're not sitting on your feet because we want to keep our spine long as we walk our hands out. Now, I'd like you not to have your forehead on your mat. I want you to be able to see the sides of your arms in your vision. Feeling a great stretch here through the lats and a little bit of the chest. But this, you know, you're inverted. So whenever you're inverted, what are you focusing on? Pulling in your tummy, right? Now let's hang out here for a few breaths. Shoulders stay as broad as you can get them here. Now we're just going to take the hands and start walking them. Keep them shoulder width apart, but walk them off your mat onto the floor. Now you're taking that pull onto the left side of your side body. It should feel really good. I'm feeling a nice little pull here all the way down to the waistband of my pants on the left side. Getting into my QL for a nice release. Again, your forearms are off the floor and you're reaching those hands away from you. Okay, let's bring them back. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So your hips stay square right over those heels, right? You haven't moved them or changed position. Maybe you walk your hands out a little further, but make sure you've kept them shoulder width apart. Now you're getting that pull on the right side. Okay, take it back. You're on all fours. We're coming right back into a nice little bear. Hold it here, elevate the knees, bends in the elbows. We're going to walk it back to a plank and walk it back into bear. Make sure you're not pedestaling the arms here, right? Step back to bear and, sorry, to plank. Step back into bear. Now we're going to take the hands, push the heels towards the earth, walk your hands back towards your feet, one hand at a time above your knee, retract your shoulders, come back to standing. Nice job. Big deep breath. And feet are hip width apart. Slow swan dive down. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, release back down. Bring your hands above your knees. Sit your booty back. Keep your chest proud. Give me a low squat here. Now, straighten the legs with a micro bend. Forward fold with your upper body. And let's do that again. Elevate the torso. Lower your butt. And again, forward fold. Come back up. Lower your butt. You're in your low squat. Now we're going to take the hands off the body. Keep the shoulders broad. It's not like this. That's not a good look. Trying to get some blood flow going here to these legs. So let's just do a little movement here. Little pulse up and down. It's not big, but it's a little on the quick side. Okay, you're still hollowing out that stomach. Nice. This is going to get the body temperature rising. So that's a good thing, right? Elevate the arms if you want to amp this up. Keep that movement happening. Definitely probably seeing a little bit of elevation of the breath, the heart rate. Hold the arms, hold your squat. It's not a huge squat, right? It's just enough to kind of wake things up. Hold it, get your arms really long. You're working your arms today. And come back to standing. Whew. Nice little side stretch here. Sweep your right arm up, take your gaze, look up. Broaden the shoulder. I'm going to keep reminding you. Come back down, sweep the other way. Really work that arm. Try to get it nice and long. And come back. Arms out here, back to that little squat. Hold it. So we're going to get a little lower here. Hold, and now just take the hands, let them fall, so you're back in your bear. Relax here and breathe. You got this. Okay, let's push the heels towards the earth and walk the hands back. Meet me back in this low squat, but this time I want you to try to elevate your arms. Slow-mo with the arms coming down, coming up onto the toes. Bends in the elbows always. Back in your bear. Lift the left toes off the floor. Don't let the head fall off your upper body. Taking a cue on that from Sean. So you got to take your gaze off the end of your mat, right? Keep your neck long. Alternate your feet. Okay, drive the heels, push your body back into them. Walk the hands back. You're back here in your low squat. Elevate the arms if you can. Maybe you take the grip here or the width between the arms a little wider. Now take them back. Proud chest. Stay in your squat. Whew. Hollow at the tummy. Elevate the arms. Just try to separate how it feels. Like when you want to quit, say, I can just hang on to this a tiny bit more. So what I try to do is I ignore the first times I get that signal and try to work through it. Elevate the arms. You know, getting a little uncomfortable is how we make change sometimes, as long as we're doing it safely with good form. Okay, come up to standing. Whew. Okay, we're going to bring our left foot forward. Step it forward so you're in a nice little lunge. Sweep your arms up. Now your shoulders are over your hips. Should feel pretty easy. We're still getting a nice opening here in the hip. Now let's not move our front leg, but let's bring the arms down. Shoulders are broad. You're going to hinge forward with your upper body without moving your left leg. Get high on the toes on your back foot. Go another inch more if you can. So a good gauge for me is when I really start to feel my butt have to work, that's when I know I'm in that sweet spot. Hold it. We're not elevating the arms. We're just going to hold this for 5 more big breaths. Okay, step your back foot a little further back. We're going to come down into what I call a low lunge. Maybe you have to walk your left foot a little forward. But let's get into this. It's really like a runner's lunge. You can put your knee down to make sure you've got enough width between the knee and the foot. Then once you're ready, elevate the knee. To amp this up, we're just going to elevate the arms parallel to the floor, keeping this nice lean in. Definitely more challenging in this position. Shoulders are broad. Now bring your hands to heart and rotate to the left, both shoulders. Take your gaze along with it. Maybe you lower that right shoulder just a tiny bit, not much. Relax here and breathe. Your back leg is nice and straight and you're up on the toes. Come back. Elevate your hips 1 inch. Bring the arms back forward. So you were elevating the hips, not the torso. Back to heart. Now we're going to turn to the right. I promise you we're almost done on this leg. Come back. Elevate a little higher. So this front leg is a lot straighter. Arms come out. Now we bring the arms up. You still have a forward lean with your torso. Still a challenging pose to maintain. Just getting all different angles here for different muscle activation. Hold and breathe 3 more times. I know we feel it. Our butt's talking to us. Oh, hands down. Step back. Find your plank. Oh, does that feel good? Take it to a down dog. So good. Let's pedal our feet. Stretching out the calves. That right calf was doing a bit of work there too. See if you can drive both feet towards the earth. Just hold this a little bit longer. Okay, let's bring our right foot up between our hands. Hold this runner's lunge here. Make sure your feet are in the right place before we start to go further. Now, arms come up, parallel to the floor. I got to open my back leg a little bit. Felt a little wobbly there. Okay, I'm not going to move my front leg. High on the toes on my back foot. I'm just going to move my hands trying to touch the front of the room. Get closer with those hands till you really feel the back of that butt having to work. Hold it and breathe. So when the work becomes really challenging, that's when you really need to try to find your breath. Get a nice breathing pattern going and just chill out. Hollow out the stomach. Let's bring our hands to heart. Stay broad through the shoulders. Turn both of them to the right, really slowly. Take your gaze along with it. Slowly bring it back. Go the other way. Feel the difference where it's getting a different area of the back of that leg. When we go left in this position, you're getting more of your inner thigh involved. When we went right, it was more of the outer butt. Come back to the middle really slowly. Take the arms out. You got this. You're going to hold it. Elevate your hips a tiny bit. Okay, hands come down to frame your foot. I'm going to have you walk that left foot a little further back. Runner's lunge. Hold this. Now, if you can, come up, but you're staying pretty low with your hips. It's a different position than where we were before. Come up 1 inch with the hips. Keep your forward lean. You're reaching those fingers to the front of your room. Up another inch, so this right leg is getting a little straighter. That right knee is behind the heel. Take your gaze off the end of your mat so your neck is long here. Oh my goodness, this is talking to me. Whew. Okay, slow-mo with these hands. Come back down to that low lunge. Step that foot back. Oh, how awesome does that feel? Hold your plank. Pull in your tummy as best you can. Straighten out the legs in the back. Step your left foot forward. You're in that nice runner's lunge again. This time we're going to turn the back foot on a 45-degree angle and open it out a little bit to the right. Sweep your arms up towards the ceiling. Nice job. Turn and face the side. Maybe you walk your feet a little further apart, maybe not. Arms are really reaching both ends of the room. Chest opens to the right side of the room. This arm comes forward, so your left wrist is in line with your shoulder. Sweep this right arm up, but just have it go straight up towards the ceiling. Activate your inner thigh of this front leg by not letting this leg pull into the left. Okay, bring your hands to your waist. You're going to step your back foot in a little bit so your feet are closer together here. We're going to push our hips to the back of the room. Slide your left hand down your leg. So try to avoid having your torso come forward. You want to try to keep the torso lining up with that front leg. Micro bend in your right knee. Come down nice and slow. Maybe you have a block. Maybe you hang out halfway down. Maybe you go all the way. Right arm sweeps up, straight up towards the ceiling. Nice little triangle pose here. So I'm getting a nice release in my left inner thigh. I'm actively working my hips towards the back of the room to achieve that. Now slide the hand back up. Step that foot further back and turn onto the toes and sweep your arms back up. High on the toes on your back foot. Take your gaze and look up. Shoulders have to stay open and long and broad and far apart. Okay, hands to heart. Step your back foot in a little bit. Both feet are straight here, but you have micro bends in your knees. We're going to come down for pyramid, but we're going to stop halfway to begin. So just get the torso halfway down. Hang out and enjoy this stretch. Try to keep your hips square for me. So basically getting a nice release through the upper part of that left leg. Also, because we're, holding this your body here midstream. It's a little harder for you to pull in that belly, but I want you to do your best. Gravity wants to pull it down. Okay, let's walk our hands down. You take it as far as you want to go. But your spine stays long. We're not going into flexion. Your gaze is off the end of the mat. Okay, bend your left knee, step your right foot in, and switch. Step your left leg back, open up so you've got good width between both feet. Sweep your arms all the way up to the ceiling. Get high on the toes on your back foot. Take your gaze and look up. Turn to face the left side of the room. Your back foot is now on a 45-degree angle, and you've got a nice bend in this left knee. Line up the wrists with your shoulders. Really try to reach them. Take this right knee, open it to the right. Don't let it go left. That's what it wants to do. You want to keep both feet, the balls of both feet on the floor. Now let's take this right hand, move it out in front, and bring your left arm just straight up to the ceiling. Maybe give me a little more bend in that right knee. Just relax and breathe a few more times. Okay, hands to your waist. We're going to step the back foot in a little bit. Micro bends in both knees. I'm going to move my hips to the back of the room, right into a nice triangle pose. Try to avoid your torso going well to the left of that front leg. You go as low as you want to. Sweep the left arm all the way up towards the ceiling, moving your hips to the back of the room. Hang out and enjoy this great stretch. Maybe you take your gaze and look up. We are going to feel so good after this. It's awesome. I needed this today after yesterday. Oh. Okay, let's bring this left hand down. Come up on the toes on your back foot. Walk your hands back up or sweep them up towards the sky. You want to be nice and high on your back foot. And step back in. Let's bring both feet together. Okay, hands to heart and both feet together. Maybe you get your knees to touch, maybe not, it doesn't really matter. But try to keep your elbows back so you're not, rounding and pulling forward here. So nice posture. Give me a little chair pose and sweep your arms up and open them. So you're not closing them here. I want you to open them. Sit that booty down in your nice low squat. Nice wide, strong and straight arms. Should feel challenging. Now squeeze your knees if you can in. It might just be isometric. They might not be touching. But let's try to get the inner thighs active here. Maybe we sink a little lower. Maybe not. Hands to heart. Whew. Keep squeezing. Pull the elbows back. I'm going to have you thumbs up with a fist. Sweep your elbows back behind you. Sweep them. Now, when you do that, the tummy wants to come out. Don't let it. Bring the arms forward. Pull them back. Lots of upper back doing work here. Still those inner thighs. They're going to be talking soon. Squeeze, hold, squeeze. Just squeeze and hold. Hollow out that tummy for me. Yes. You got this. Okay, arms are going to come up and wide. Nice and straight. Get them wide. I want them straight. Squeeze those knees. No weight in those toes, right? You can even lift them off the ground. Come back to standing. Nice job. Take your feet out wide. Big deep breath. Give me a nice slow swan dive down. Bend your knees. Hollow out the tummy. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, release down. Turn to face the right side of your room. Stay in your forward fold, but try to drift your weight to the back of the heels. Try to drift your booty to the back. Now let's open up our feet. How far do you open them? I don't know. As far as you can still keep the booty pushing back and feel stable with your tummy hollowed. So you can have your hands on your thighs if that makes you feel more comfortable. Or you can have the hands down, or you can have them off the mat where you're reaching the arms strong and straight out while you pull your butt back. It's not like this. We're not moving forward. I'm trying to get the active muscles of the back of the body doing work here. Micro bends in your knees, feet face straight forward, and they should be in line. Right? I just had to correct my back foot a little. So take a peek. Okay, hands come back to the mat. You're just going to lunge into this right leg while you pull your booty back. Maybe you lift the toes up on the left foot, maybe you don't. What feels better for your body? Now we're just going to keep the hips low, and in slow motion, we're going to scoot over to the other side. While we drift the booty back, maybe the toes come up on the right foot, but please don't lock out that right knee. Okay, now both feet are going to stay pointing forward. I'm just going to have you drift slowly from side to side. Spine is long, booty is down, and your weight is all the way behind you, way back. You almost might feel like you could fall backwards. You're really getting your butt back. Okay, hold it in the center. Turn your heels in and walk your feet in a little bit closer, but keep the booty low. Bring the forearms up onto your legs. Now, you're going to use your arms to create resistance while you pull your knees into them. Okay, so I'm having you really create resistance so you feel the inner parts of those both legs working. Press as best you can. Keep your hands and wrists relaxed. It's really isometric, nothing is moving. You're almost done. We got this. Keep pressing. Nice job. Oh my goodness. Walk your feet back out. Pull your butt back. Little back work coming up here. Left hand lines up with left shoulder, booty pulls back. Elevate the shoulder. Nice. Be careful for that tummy. Feeling a nice little release as I elevate that left shoulder. Guess where? My right inner thigh. And I haven't locked out my legs. Relax that back down. Oh, a little reprieve here. Drift your butt back. Right arm, right wrist align. Right shoulder elevates. Hips don't move, but you're getting that nice stretch in that left inner thigh. Keep drifting your butt back. Can you get the right shoulder a little higher maybe? We're almost done here. I'm turning my face to look down at the floor just to give my neck a little rest. And then I'm going to turn back and look again. and relax. Okay, let's walk our feet together. Turn and face forward. You're in the middle part of your mat, hanging out in your forward fold. Drift the hips back a little bit. Chill out here for 3 big breaths. Hands above the knees, please retract your shoulders. Press your weight into the back of the heels as you slowly hollow out your stomach. Come back up to standing. I don't know where the time goes. Big deep breath. I hope you feel fabulous. Exhale, bend your knees. Big deep breath. Exhale, reach those arms sky. And you guys are amazing. Namaste. Thank you so much for your power and strength. I love you all. I hope we feel great. I know I do. I'm so grateful for you. Always being there with me. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
How are you guys?
Oh,
Good. That was a lot more stretchy than it was bendy, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Or was it a little bit more bendy?
We needed a little stretching today, right? But it was still hard. I'm dripping. I hope you found it challenging. Yeah, I don't want you to feel too good, right? What do you think, Mark? Do you feel a little looser than when you rolled out of bed?
Oh, for sure.
That's so good. I know I do. So I'm going to talk to you about weights for Saturday class. If you are any store near anywhere where you can get another set of weights that's a different number, that would be fabulous. So, you know, maybe by February or March, it would be great if everybody could have different levels of weights as we progress through all of our, we're working a lot on our shoulders and our arms. So you start out light, and as we build the strength, we add. So that's my 2 cents for the day. Go shopping. You have my permission. Sue, what are you doing? How's Squirrely Man?
He's good. I put his, it was in a popcorn container because we had a snowstorm yesterday. So he was here this morning.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
He was here.
That's his little house, that little cup?
No, I just put, because it snowed yesterday, he didn't show up. So I put a popcorn cup and put the walnuts in there this morning. Right, Tanya?
We have to fix him a better setup. We should make a house.
No.
So everybody, if you guys haven't sent me your resolutions for your health and fitness for 2021, please send it.